What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Smack Draws, the rewind episode where me and RN take a cozy look at the latest week in wrestling and talk about things that stand out to us, whether they were good or bad. Just a quick disclaimer. Week to week, we're refining how we're going to shoot the show. We just want to get it out there early. This is not going to be your traditional rundown recap of the shows in their entirety. So we're going to talk about Raw, AEW, NXT, and SmackDown, but we're not going to necessarily cover what happened throughout the entire show. If you want a more traditional recap style podcast like this, I would suggest heading on over and checking out Smackin' It Raw's podcast starring Matt Ritter and Vince Delgado. They'll go more in depth to each show. Me and RN just kind of like to pick the things that stuck out to us, whether they were good or necessarily bad, and just talk about those for a while. Speaking of which, my name is Cal Tyson, and my co-host here is Mr. 8984 on Twitter, RN. What's going on, man?
What's good, bro?
Oh, man. Just trying to get over last night, the fights. Yeah. Did you watch the UFC fights?
Absolutely. It was probably the most disgusting shit I've ever saw, top to bottom, in one UFC card.
It was a crazy night.
It really was.
It was, man. Oh, quick, I just realized, real Jess McVeigh, I actually said for people in the chat to say hi, and then she said hi, and I completely ignored her. What's up, Jess? Thank you for joining the chat. Yeah, the UFC was, it was pretty damn good. I actually started watching it, I think, halfway through the early prelims.
Right.
So I think I caught the entire night, except for maybe the very first two fights that took place, around 6 Eastern time. But yeah, man, talk about anticlimactic. Conor McGregor breaking his leg at the ending of round 1, and still with a broken leg sitting in the cage, still talking trash to Dustin and his wife, talking about Jolie being in his DMs. God damn it, Conor.
Was that ever confirmed? Because that was fucking cold.
That's just head games from Conor, man. That's just,
he posted a screenshot of it or whatever, but no one ever verified it or whatever. But
no,
that's still cold.
There's a picture, an aerial view of the octagon, and Jolie is flipping him the bird in the middle of the cage. It's badass. Oh, man. Yeah, we're probably going to have to wait a year and a half, 2 years, if not maybe never see those guys.
There's no way he could ever. There's no way. He shouldn't. And by that time, he'll be, what, 40-something?
No, he's not that old. He's not that old.
He was late 30s.
Conor McGregor. No, he can't be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's approaching his mid-30s. Maybe
he is 34, 35.
I want to say him and I are the same age, or I'm a year older than him. No, him and I are the same age. He's actually a couple months younger than me. He turns 32. He turns 33 literally in 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's your fucking birthday in the hospital bed with a cast.
Jess says, yeah, you guys can catch me up on Raw, AEW, and SmackDown. I didn't see them because of work. Awesome. Yeah, we'll catch you up for sure. I caught most of Raw. I'll pull up some notes from CBS. I just missed the final hour.
I missed maybe the last 20 minutes. I think I can't even remember.
I'll usually go back and watch the clips and stuff, so I'm pretty sure I caught it. But I'm just gonna pull up CBS's notes.
I got to get back used to taking notes for shit because I keep forgetting that I'm watching everything. I've been watching AEW and all that. But it's fucking 7 days later.
Yeah.
Recap and shit, so I'll be forgetting what the hell happened.
I think it's because we're so scarred,
right,
from jotting notes down for the entire show.
Right.
But really, we just have to just take notes on the things that stand out to us now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the part I keep forgetting. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. We'll work on that starting tomorrow.
Right.
Let's see, though. Let me make sure, because last time I started reading off notes, it was for the wrong damn Raw.
I tried to tell your ass, and you was like, no. I think I'm right on this one.
What? This Raw took place July 5th, right? Yeah, Monday, July 5th. Okay, so yeah, I got the right notes in front of me. Before we get into this really quick, Jess, and then anybody else that might be lurking, As you can see here, we have some social platforms. So we air our two shows, the Rewind and then the Untitled Friday show, which is more of a general podcast, on twitch.tv/puttingyouover. If you haven't already, please follow this channel, because not only do RN and I make great content for this channel, Standing Streamer does too. He interviews a ton of wrestlers and people in the wrestling industry. He does it standing up behind a bar while he's drinking a Rolling Rock. A lot of fun. He's a real fun. Yeah,
that's my favorite beer.
He's a real fun guy. We have our own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SmackDraw Podcast. I know it's confusing. We're on 2 Twitch channels. Just bear with us. But the She-Elite Showcase, starring Savannah and Katie Bebe. Fantastic podcast. Hearing wrestling from a female's perspective. Those girls kill it too. Like, they're a lot of fun to listen to. And then, of course, if you ever want to support us, on the bottom of the screen here, you can see our Patreon page and PayPal. So if you don't want to subscribe monthly and you want to do a one-time donation, we'll take that too, man. We'll give you a big shout out. Otherwise, on Patreon, we'll send you out some cool stickers. RN, I got more stickers. Check them out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I got the new logo. I should probably have more stickers I could show off, but I mean, I still have we have the throwback logos. We have the Mute RN stickers left. Hey, I showed the Mute RN stuff to a guy who's never, like, doesn't watch pro wrestling or anything. Still says that sticker's badass. He still wanted one. Yeah, man. I gave him one. The Mute RN stickers are badass. Yeah, so consider supporting us too. Help keep the lights on. All right, but let's talk about Raw. Oh man, so Raw. So we're rounding out. RN, and correct me if you know. Tell me if you're with me on this. We're rounding out the Thunderdome era, and it's like, I don't know about you, but me personally, I am just like, please just get this over. Like, anything good that might happen, and there might be some stuff in here, but for me, it's hard to captivate me because I am just pining for the return of fans. And then, not to mention, like, my favorite show is AEW, and they already have fans.
Right.
So it makes it even harder to go back and watch Raw and SmackDown. Do you feel that with you?
No, I mean, honestly, before these last couple weeks, yes. But I can honestly say the last maybe 2 or 3 Raws have actually been worth fucking 3 hours till 11 o'clock at night, and I got to be up at 6. So, like, I can't admit that, but I know I'm one of the ones where, like, the fans not being there didn't bother me as much. But like I said, after watching AEW, like, I can admit I'm wrong, and I'm throwing that out the window. We need the fucking fans back. Not dickhead fans are gonna try and take over the show and jump in the ring, but we definitely need the fans back.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie. So the only thing that really stuck out to me, and I'm gonna go through here. I mean, John Morrison and Ricochet, for a couple weeks now, they've killed it as far as their match quality goes.
Yeah, they got chemistry out the ass.
Yeah, yeah. Especially the week prior, man. Ricochet damn near killing himself with that crossbody over the barricade. Good God. The opening segment, though, was probably my low light. It was that long, drawn out Miz hosting the Money in the Bank edition of Miz TV, and it was just one interruption after another.
Right.
Now,
my thing is about it is like they keep the same formula and never try to switch it up. Like, before every big pay-per-view, when there's a match like this and there's multiple participants, like, we already know it's going to be interruption after interruption after interruption, brawl turned into a multi-man tag match. It's like, come on, man, give us something fucking else.
Listen, look, you got to give it up, though. You got to give it up. Matt Riddle on top of the ladder, just dropping the quick line, I'm so high.
Well, he's the MVP. He's been the MVP of Raw for the past month or so. He's been the MVP of Raw for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even with that, like, even that couldn't save this segment.
Yeah, I know. No, it was drawn out, man. Mustafa Ali and Mansoor got this interesting feud starting up. It just doesn't help, man, that Ali is they've done nothing with the guy. You know, they're putting the bare bones. Honestly, it feels to me where they're just like Ali, look, we're not really going to give you anything, but you got 10 minutes. go do something with your character, but don't expect us to actually create a story that's going to have, impact on a beginning, middle and end. Just, we're going to let you do these.
What I was thinking about with Ali, like, I know it's racist throwing all the fucking specific, well, I don't even know, Indian or whatever the region that is, throwing them all together, but I would say throw him in there with Gender in them and let him be the mouthpiece for the group. It's not that Ginger can't talk. But I know, but it's like better. It's
so fresh after Retribution, where it borderlines. Remember, what was it like? You had like the League of Nations, and then the Social Outcasts. It would feel like that level of just like Job Squad guys. I don't know,
but that's what they are anyway. So
I know.
I just think that I think that Ali is Ricochet that can talk on the mic, and I think they dropped the ball on Ali.
Yeah.
And they blamed that Retribution shit on him. It was just terrible from the beginning. It didn't have anything to do. He was the best part about Retribution.
Hey, Real Jess just joined the Discord. Yeah, thank you, Jess. That community is growing, by the way. That Discord is like if Streamer has accomplished something really good, he's got a hell of a community on his Discord. Nice. That's like 90% of my notifications on my phone. Is his Discord going off? Speaking of Retribution, they got dropped by Lucha House Party, bro.
Well, they're ass anyway. I mean, the paint, the face paint, the Dio Madden. I'm sorry, like there's just nothing about him that is. I just don't get it. Besides him being damn near 7 foot tall, like his facials are whack. He was lame with commentary. Like he's generic big man. Like Dijak, we at least know that he can go in the ring and he has some sort of personality.
That's the travesty in this, though.
Right.
Dijak isn't allowed to be Dijak. They're just like, no, like here, I don't know what they're telling him, if it's like save your career or we don't have a spot for a high flying big guy. Like, no, it's just go be make your in-ring style the 90s generic big man. Throw a big boot, throw it in a choke slam.
Right.
Forget 90% of your arsenal. That is why he's always been kind of a drag character-wise on the microphone. They've always been par at best. But the moment that dude got in the ring and was tearing it up with Keith Lee, he was a star. And you're stripping away the one thing that made Dijak
that's what they always
stand out, man.
When they call people up, that's what they do. Like Keith Lee, his theme song, putting a fucking bra on him, like they just that's just what they do. Like in Dijakovic, honestly, he's not that bad on the mic, and compared to the other big men that they have on this roster, he's leaps and bounds better on the mic. I'm telling you, he's fucking better than Braun Strowman ever was on the goddamn mic. I can tell you that much.
Imagine we get NXT Dijak facing off against Drew McIntyre.
Yes, they're the same goddamn size. That's the part, and they're both might be the two most athletic fucking 300-pounders we've ever seen in our entire damn lives. Minus Keith Lee, who's up there with them too, but he's 400 pounds, so I don't count him. But like, that's the part I don't get. Like, they always say they want these things, and they want innovative big guys. They want to push Vince's guys. You have that, and he's not bad. He's way better on the mic than Strowman ever was, and he's damn near the same size as Strowman. Not to mention he can high flying shit and everything too. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's really like they really didn't watch him anywhere else.
I'm telling you,
you're big and tall. Come on, let's go. Like,
yeah, it's like, I get it if it's Dijak making the conscious decision trying to extend his career, but if it's somebody else clipping his wings, like, you guys are just, you wonder why your ratings are hitting all-time lows. Is because you take these guys with these very, very special abilities and you just trash them in place of your generic whitewashed characters that have all been the same for the last decade. Nobody is allowed to stand out anymore.
But they're doing that. They're doing that on purpose because they can say they want this, but they don't want another Rock. They don't want another Cena. They don't want anybody that's bigger than the franchise.
Bigger than the brand.
Bigger than the brand. That's what, and they can say whatever they want, but that's, to me, there's always going to be a ceiling there for everybody because it just is.
Well, that's why all the championship belts are just the generic logo,
Right.
with the exception of the tag titles and the Intercontinental title. The Intercontinental title is the nicest looking belt out of the whole damn thing because
I think the U.S. title is the best one.
Okay, so it's debatable. Either way, we agree that just slapping your logo on a belt is now the WWE title is still the most coveted title.
Right.
But it's a corporate logo, and all of your guys are just like you said. It's you can't be bigger than the brand, and it's oh man, and that's why though. That's why they send out WWE titles to championship teams. You always catch it because now they're toting around the fucking WWE logo.
Yep, Triple H is there whoring out every time somebody wins.
Listen, I get your corporate branding and wanting to branch out, but at some point, when you're out networking trying to get all these eyes on your product, you have to give them a reason to keep watching, and that's why you do. That's why you let Dijak do fucking 450 splashes. Okay.
Well, another thing is too, a lot of these guys who already had built-in fan bases before they even fucking came to WWE. They always pretend like these guys were nobody, but no, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, even Dijak for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In Ring of Honor, these guys had built-in fan bases that followed them, and then when you neutered them and cut them off, once they finally got to the big show, it's like, why are we watching this?
Yeah.
And then they leave. It's the same thing. Like I said, they don't want anybody bigger than the brands.
No, and every fan tells themselves that same time, look, I'll wait it out.
Right.
Give them a couple weeks. They'll get it right. Give them a couple more weeks.
I said that about Keith Lee, and I told you.
And now you're a year and a half into your main roster run, and it's just pathetic, man. And
I on TV 3 times in 90 days and shit.
I know. And before I get too carried away, man, I actually am a really positive person. I don't know what it is tonight.
And even though we're shitting on it, we're not actually like I said, the last 3 or 4 weeks of Raw
have actually been better.
Have been dope, especially with the last, what was it, 2 weeks ago with Riddle beating AJ and
oh yeah, man,
Riddle beating Drew and Ricochet beating AJ. That was some booking decisions that no one saw coming. That kind of gave him a boost, and then with Riddle being the MVP of fucking the show, so
yeah,
it hasn't been terrible.
No, it's just you leave so much money on the table. You're leaving so much money on the table. But anyways, moving on. I gotta say though, Lindsay Dorado with the Kane inspired gear actually looked pretty badass. Not gonna lie.
Oh, his shit. If you ever really pay attention to his gear, it's always some obscure shit that you gotta go back and look to see what it is. But his shit's always fire.
All right, so I did miss this match, but apparently the New Day beat Bobby Lashley and MVP. Yeah, good call. Good call. I'll go back and probably watch that match tonight when I get some downtime. Let's move on to NXT RN Great American Bash. I caught the highlights. My busy work week, I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I'll let you not only tell the people out there, but you can tell me what happened on the show and that stuck out to you.
I'll be honest with you, this whole fucking show was raw. I was trying to think of a couple moments that kind of really stuck out.
Yeah.
Main thing to me is MSK still getting booed, and I don't understand why. It's so random, literally. That was a dope ass match. I really didn't think that. I picked them to win in predictions just because it's just how NXT goes, but I really didn't think they were going to win that match. I thought for sure Ciampa and them were going to, because they beat the brakes off of fucking. And the thing that's so crazy is Ciampa's a normal sized dude. He looked like he was 6'5" in there with MSK because they're so damn small. But no, that was one of the main things. And then LA Knight's a fucking star.
When I do catch NXT, I love both LA Knight and Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes, yeah.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny is because here in North Carolina, I've met 100 Cameron Grimes.
Right.
I really have,
man. I'm pretty sure. Ain't that where he's from? I'm pretty sure.
North Carolina, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, ain't none of them have the charisma, but I have met plenty of people look just like that, man. Oh my God.
LA Knight is just I know they're going to, but I don't see how you could screw this man up again. They already dicked him over once and let him go. They cannot let. We were talking about in the chat. No, I'm not saying he's The Rock. I'm just saying you could see that there is something there.
So he was with WWE at one point before.
He was with NXT, yeah, like when it first got started.
Okay. And then he left, went on to, I'm assuming, like Impact, and then
some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just something about like just everything he says, how he says things, everything. Like, he just has that it shit that we talk about. Like, I don't know if they can mess it up again. I know they're gonna try, but I hope they don't. Cause like from how he dresses outside of the ring to how he dresses in the ring, like just fucking star all over him, man. And then
what was how was your reaction? Because for y'all, for those the uninformed, I haven't really watched NXT weekly for probably a couple of years now, maybe about a year or so, really. So I've been out of the loop outside of takeovers. I've been out of the loop for a while. And one star who made the return, Tegan Knox. How was that for you, who's watched NXT for a long time, watching Tegan return from injury?
It kind of sucked. I mean,
for
I'm
real?
glad she's back. Like, how they did it sucked. Like, we expected – we already knew it was going to be her because all the dirt sheets and everything. Like, we knew it was going to be her, but, like, how they did it. Like, she came after the match was even over and shit and everything. Like, it was –
No, it was during the match. I saw that. It was during the tag match, and her distraction cost the champs the belts. I saw that part of NXT. At least I think I do. I mean, who knows? Maybe I was really drunk.
No, you were right. That is what happened.
That is what happened? Okay.
Came out afterwards. But yeah, and then right after that, she gets called up to SmackDown out of fucking nowhere.
And her name changed.
And her name changed. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yo, they don't know. They had no idea. I promise you, NXT had no clue. Triple H, them, had no idea.
And one thing is like, Shotzi and Ember's been a tag team for damn near a year.
Yep.
Yeah, the way they ended up losing the titles to Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, and I'm telling you right now, Zoe Stark, gonna be a problem.
Yeah?
Gonna be a problem.
I can't wait to watch some more, man. I cannot wait.
Oh, she's got power, speed, she got high fly. Like, I don't want to say she's as athletic as Bianca Belair, but she's like right there.
So she's one to look out for.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And all her matches, her debut matches were against the top 4 women in NXT, and she put on a fucking show every single match. Like, even though she lost, like, you didn't go away from that match thinking about the loss. You went about that match thinking about how she looked in that match. And she's got a dope finisher too.
Oh man.
And then other than that, it's the Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, there's nothing to say about that.
So Kyle, I remember you guys when he was circling the title picture and he just couldn't get it done. From what I'm gathering, is the public opinion is it shifted on him now? Because I remember it started whenever everyone thought he was a ripoff of Orange Cassidy and started doing the cool Kyle stuff.
Cool Kyle, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much still there, but he's so damn good in the ring that it always makes you forget about that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was match of the year candidate by far.
Okay.
And I didn't think Adam Cole will win. I picked him in predictions, but I didn't actually think. I thought this would be the time Kyle actually got over the hump, and Cole won.
Yeah, granted, like I said, I'm. To me, just from like what I keep hearing, it feels like he's a guy kind of like Cesaro, although I think he's closer to the title than Cesaro will get, but just like a guy that they're just not pulling the trigger with, for one reason or another. Well,
yeah, and they missed their opportunity because he was super hot coming out of the first match with Cole. Like, they should have did it then. Him and Cross,
him and Finn too, like, because that was where he almost beat Finn, right? Yeah.
Right. But like I said, I mean, I understand it because of the size thing and everything, and I don't know. Like I said, but once he gets in the ring, he fucking eliminates any doubt you have about him.
Yeah, I love watching him in the ring, man. And then also as a fellow Kyle, like I'd like to watch any Kyle that's popular. So there's not many of us out there.
Yeah, the main thing, like I said, the main takeaways from it is definitely LA Knight as a star, and Cole wins again.
Nice. Anything stand out to you as like absolute hot garbage, or did NXT at least escape anything like that?
No, nothing was like, because this was like one of their like mini takeover shows. So like all the fluff and shit was cut out of it. It was just about the matches. It was about, I think it was 4 or 5 matches. So, and then they had like a in-ring thing with Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross and them, and they Samoa Joe's going to be the special guest referee for their match. But
Yeah, I can't wait for Joe versus Adam Cole.
Oh yeah.
Joe's gonna murder
Joe versus
him.
Cross.
Joe versus Cross. Yeah, Bama's here. Hey, Bama.
What up, Bama? VP of content and customer service and troubleshooting.
Real Jess says 4 matches. Great American Bash was like a 4-match show.
Yep.
That's what I'm assuming that means. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, I'll bring us over to AEW. I'll try my best not to gush about AEW, but I will say it was, from my perspective as a big AEW fan, I'll tell you, it's my favorite show of the week. So I'm not blind to criticizing them, but I will turn a blind eye to a lot of the missteps that they make, just because I believe, I wholeheartedly believe that any misstep they'll take here, they're going to make huge strides down the road. And until they start really digging their own grave, I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
This is my show of the week too. I mean, I can't even front. This is my show of the week.
I mean, even without diving into every single one, like every match has at least like a talking point. Every segment has a talking point.
Like, and you know me, y'all know I'm the alleged anti-AEW guy, but now this match, this whole entire card was fucking dope, from the main event to Dan Lambert, like all. Dude,
they made a strap match like super entertaining. Like I've never been into like one of those old school tag all 4 corner strap matches. Not to mention mix in QT Marshall, who I've constantly said if I had to cut anybody from AEW, I'm cutting QT just because he doesn't do it for me. I've changed that now, though. I have changed that. I would keep QT over Joey Janela. Joey Janela is now the bottom for me. Guy just doesn't do it for me, man.
I like QT as a manager more than I do like in the ring. Like, he's trash in the ring. Like,
yeah. No, Joey Janela comes on screen and I literally want to change the channel. I do not know why. It's nothing personal about the guy, just...
That's how I feel about QT.
Yeah. Anyways, that strap match, brutal. Fantastic stuff with him and Cody. I really, really enjoyed it. The other highlights, we had the debut of Malachi Black. I mean,
which they dropped the fucking ball on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Commentary.
Commentary definitely.
The actual debut itself was fucking dope, and I liked him going after both of them. You know what I'm saying, and not running off, because you know how they always do it when they attack one of those old fuckers. They'll just jump out the ring and run away and shit.
Yeah,
he stayed in there and kicked
Cody's head off too. Yeah, hearing JR get corrected and then flustered on air and just be like, whatever, that is just like, come on, JR, come on, man.
Well, my thing is like, too, this goes too with the inmates running the silent thing. Like, why didn't y'all give your commentators notes that, hey, he's not going back to his indie name? Yeah. He's gonna be this, like that. Those are those little things that I always give AEW shit for, as far as the inmates running aside, not having a real executive producer or director back there to shoot that shit to your comments.
Handing out the scripts and everything, like
and not even necessarily scripts, but like, hey, look, this dude's debuting. Here's his name. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that, who knows? Maybe they did. Maybe they gave JR his bullet points, and JR is just like, nah, I'm just gonna shoot from the hip. I
don't think that, though. I think because JR's like Ron Burgundy. If you give him his shit, he's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But if not, that's when he goes off the rail and calls a pile driver, a Mississippi mud slap or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to have his shit ready to read. I'm Ron Burgundy.
So
who put the goddamn question mark on that?
Oh shit, man. You know what was really cool that came out after this? Because the lights went out in the Cody match. The commentary did a really good job, because also there's the hurricane that was coming through and everything. Right. Stand back. But the lights went out earlier in the night for Cody, so it was a really good red herring to during the Arn Anderson promo.
Right.
To really throw the crowds off. And then not to mention, I mean, dude, he was just released like a month ago. You know what I mean? So you really didn't see this coming.
Because it goes back to what we all were thinking. Like, they just cut these guys to give them new contracts, and somebody beat their ass too, giving him a benefit.
Yeah, apparently, if you're not aware, WWE has a 90-day no compete clause. If they cut you, if they cut you free earlier, if they cut you before your contract expires, technically you're not allowed to pop up on television within 90 days. Well, NXT guys have a 30-day clause, and I guess what happened was Aleister Black, when he got called up to the main roster, they forgot to update his contract to the 90-day no compete, and he only had a 30-day, which is what allowed him to pop up on AEW barely a month after getting cut. But anyways, he looks awesome. His eye, the continuity of the jacked up eye was like my favorite thing, that he still sells the eye that Buddy Murphy did to him. And then the fact that Buddy Murphy might run into this guy down the road, and you can call back to a WWE angle somewhere else.
If they don't get Buddy Murphy, like
I'm telling you,
Buddy Murphy, they better if they get him, his ass better be on the title track. Because first of all, he's going to be one of your biggest guys there. He's going to be one of your most athletic guys there. And that motherfucker can high fly and everything too. Him and Tony Nese, they both need to be in AEW.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Tony Nese. I guess I've never been sold on his character, Mr. Count My Abs.
There is no character. That's why you don't like him.
Yeah, he's kind of like Queen's bland white bread to me, you know? Like,
which makes no sense because a dude that talented and look that good, like, you can't just have that same image.
He can go. You know what I say, if you could? Put him in a mask. Put him in a mask and don't let people know it's Tony Nese.
Right.
And let some mystery, you know, because the best thing to do if you're lacking character is create mystery and let fans create your character for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the beautiful thing about luchador masks is the aura.
We got to get Buddy in AEW.
Yeah. But yeah, Malachi Black, bro, that's going to be fantastic. He better beat Cody. Probably the highlight for me for the whole show was the Kenny Omega and Hangman stare down that they had. If you
mean Triple H?
Shut up. So the reason why this stuck out to me was you know, Kenny's in the ring. If you remember, towards the end of their tag team, there was a scene. I can't remember at the end of what pay-per-view it was. Hangman was on the outside and had the buckshot lariat and was ready to unload it on Kenny and turn on him. Didn't do it. And then when Hangman finally came out, he was put in the same position. And then also Don Callis and them, extremely intelligent, never dropping Hangman's name and letting the crowd organically chant for Hangman.
Right.
It was picture perfect how you do promos and build a star. Like that was that whole segment was done to perfection.
And that part too, like, I don't understand why they never locked him down as part of, maybe not even creative, but just like executive producers on Twitter, because he's proven time and time again that he knows what he's doing.
Don Callis?
Yeah, like he knows.
Well, up until very recently, he's been technically employed by Impact.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but he wasn't really. I think they were kind of just like, you stay away, do your thing till your contract's up. Pretty much. But I'm talking about AEW. Like, he's been there damn near from the start. Like, I don't understand like why they don't use him for that. Like, because to me, like, his work and Impact and everywhere he's really been, like, it's dope. And I don't even say nothing about Kenny Omega. I love Kenny Omega, and then his Triple H tribute made it even better.
Did you see the Young Bucks bio after they shaved their mustaches?
No.
Yeah, they said that we had to shave our mustaches because our wives refused to make love to us until we did.
That doesn't surprise me. Those were so terrible.
Some bad mustaches, man.
The Young Bucks are the biggest heels in wrestling, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
And not because of anything they do in the ring. How they abuse those Jordans.
Yeah. So what'd you think of the fan jumping the barricade? Mark. Let's call him Mark.
Let's not even talk about it. Don't even give that fucker no air.
Well, that's why I'm not going to name his tag, because this guy popped up on Twitter taking ownership, but a fan jumped the barricade, went to attack, I guess, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho punched him in the face, apparently.
Yeah.
And then got dog walked back. It's my favorite part.
That's what I was telling you about. Like when it first happened, like the camera was close up on Jericho, and I thought it was like, somebody from the from the Pinnacle coming in the ring, like trying to jump him because they're supposed to have the thing. I didn't.
I knew it. I knew the way the framing was, and then the fact that they cut straight to the crowd. I was like, oh yeah, there's a fan now.
Remember I told you they went straight in just to Jericho's fucking face when he punched dude.
Oh
but
man,
you see it like right off camera. I'm like, oh damn.
I just wish it was more old school back in the day.
Right.
Back in the day, you got fucked up.
His ass.
Yeah, you get fucked up, man.
He would have left in a stretcher.
And maybe not out in front of the fans, but you get dragged to the back. Oh.
Well, that's another thing too. There wasn't smartphones and shit back then.
That's true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
You've ever seen that footage of I want to say it was Dax Harwood, cold cocking this guy, getting walked off trying to attack Bret Hart during the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah. Fucked him up.
Dude, he cold cocked the hell out of that because the guy was fully restrained by security and being walked off. Like the struggle's over. Now he's like submitted to being escorted out, so he's relaxed and let down his defense and just got cracked.
I think it should be fair game. They all should have just fucking stomped him.
Oh man, that's what
Xavier got a couple licks in on that dude too.
Oh man, everybody got a piece. You go after Bret, man. You go after Bret. Boy, that is. Oh, you don't do that, man. You don't do that. Speaking of though MJF and everything, I'll touch on it really quick. I was intrigued because he set the stipulation to face Jericho. Jericho has to run the gauntlet. And he harkens back to how Jericho made Moxley beat everybody in the inner circle. MJF says he's going to make him do the same thing. And you're left, it's implied that it's the Pinnacle. But I think that he's going to make Jericho face everybody in the inner circle.
That'd be dope.
Because you could easily have it like you could explain why they won't lay down for Jericho, either A, their code of honor, or B, MJF just sets a stipulation that, if I think you throw the match, it's off.
It is,
yeah. So I think that'll be interesting. Andrade had a match. That was okay. Andrade, they're kind of doing flat. Like Vicky Guerrero and then Matt Sydal being the first opponent. Yeah, it's okay. And then
him with the Sheamus outfit, the jeans and shit. Like, no, man, come on, give my guy something else, bro. Like I hate the wrestling the jeggings look. I hate it.
Yeah. And then I'll say the last thing, the main event was badass. I mean, it's the street fight, a tag team street fight for the titles between the Young Bucks and then goddamn it, Penta and Eddie Kingston. It was some damn good shit. They did the match well because for those of you who who try to like fantasy book wrestling and like you'd think like, okay, right now it's too early to take the titles off the Bucks. So you kind of take yourself out. During the match, they did it so well that you still like you were able to turn that part of your brain off and you started thinking the baby faces might overcome and actually win. And kudos to everybody involved. It was fantastic stuff.
Only gripe I have is the goddamn run-ins. There was too many run-ins.
I love some overbooked stuff, man. I'm all about it, dude.
I'm into the run-ins and shit too when you have, especially because there's like technically factions involved and shit, but like it was just too much.
Oh man, I know.
The match itself, the super kick with the thumbtacks in the mouth.
Yeah, the throwing of the thumbtacks, just the throwing them into the eyes.
Or when he did the Northern Lights super, he did a suplex or something to Penta, I think, inside of him, and he pinned him. And then when he got off the pin, he wasn't thinking and crawled back and put his hands all in the thumbtacks and shit. Like, I couldn't figure out if that was a work or a shooter, if he just really just fucking forgot that right there. He was like, covered in fucking tags. It was crazy.
Wasn't it? I want to say it was during the Moxley and Omega Lights Out match. The ref doing the count like slapped his hand into broken glass.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Great stuff, man. Yeah. Honestly, like I said, I would find it hard to argue against AEW being the show of the week.
I got no argument for me, and I'm the NXT guy.
Yeah. So, lastly, we'll talk about SmackDown. That was just on the what was it? 2 nights ago.
Yep.
Like I said, myself, this is like I said, me just having a hard time just trying to get through these last goddamn Thunderdome events. I was kind of tuned out, but I'm not saying that there wasn't good stuff. I'm just like, please just get this over with, man. Let's see here. Okay, so here's a big talking point. Baron Corbin, where do you stand with Shinsuke, Boog, Big E, and Corbin? Where do you stand with these guys?
I mean, I'm not really into any of it because I feel like it's playing off Shinsuke and them kind of in a heelish type of way. And then, like, I don't know, like, it's not terrible, but it's not like I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
To me, it's boggling. I legitimately am behind Baron Corbin now.
I never wasn't behind Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
I like him.
But it's like everybody loves a underdog and up-and-comer and somebody trying to get their comeuppance.
Right.
Baron Corbin had been kind of like... Listen, even before the whole stealing of the crown thing, Baron Corbin really hadn't been doing too much heel stuff. He's just kind of a dick, you know? Yeah. But just because you're kind of a dick doesn't necessarily warrant people being like trying to destroy your fucking life.
Right.
Like, you know, stealing his crown that he won, mocking a man for having his SUV repossessed only for you to buy it and mock him.
That's what I'm saying. It makes Shinsuke and him look like the heel.
Dude, they're complete fucking heels. They're way bigger heels now than Baron Corbin was. The only thing Baron Corbin did worse than them right now is, you know, granted, attempt murder last year, but I guess that was within the parameters of the rules. So,
right, exactly.
You know, but no, man, it's fucking ass backwards, dude. It's so ass backwards. But WWE being WWE, goddamn. You know, for a company that literally has the Be a Star program for anti-bullying,
right? They
do not know how to take their own fucking advice.
Bro, I told you, I brought this up a couple times. Like, even with the shit with Shayna and Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, they like jumped her. Like, it was a one-on-one match. They came in, jumped her, and caused her to match. And they were like in the ring, like, yeah, that's what you get. Like what? The heels are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
They always do this. They always make the faces do some fucked up bullying shit, and we're supposed to cheer for it
because they're giving it back to the bullies. I don't get it. And the thing about it is, logically, you would think, okay, they're setting Baron Corbin up to be a baby, like they're setting up double turns essentially, right? No, because they're still piping in boos for Baron Corbin while they're trying to make his character cry because he's humiliated.
Right, which makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense. It's ass backwards, and it's honestly cruel. Now, granted, I'm not gonna get all Mr. What about the children? But I mean, what kind of message are you trying to send? You know, like it's just I don't quite get it. It'd be one thing if Baron Corbin for the last couple months has been terrorizing these guys, but no, Shinsuke just started jacking his shit, and then Boog and Big E just kind of jumped in and started laughing at the guy.
Right.
Like, it's fucking terrible, man. It's such a terrible message.
Yeah, like I said, they always do this. They always make the faces be assholes, and really they're the baby face. It's like a bizarro world.
It really is, man. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy, a lot of other stuff tonight was just crazy. Apparently, Sonya Deville is now, Stephanie McMahon is now vicariously living through Sonya Deville. Like, I full-heartedly, Sonya Deville is slowly inheriting Stephanie McMahon's character. The whole, so the news going in before the night is Bayley is out with an injury, which apparently is legit. She's gonna be out for like 9 months. So you had to figure out who's gonna take the title match. Sonya Deville awards that to Carmella. Once again, awarding somebody who hasn't been winning. And then Liv Morgan comes out, speaks some sense. Like, what the hell? I've pinned both Carmella and then who'd she pin last week?
I thought it was Carmella last week.
No, Zelina Vega. She pinned Zelina Vega last week. You know, so she awards Carmella, and then she tells Liv Morgan, essentially, she clips Liv Morgan's balls. I'm not going to lie. Right. All right. Clips her lady balls. Saying, you know, if you let me finish, I'm putting you in the Money in the Bank match. A, that means you weren't going to put her in the Money in the Bank match to begin with. It's only due to circumstances. And then B, she just completely belittles Liv Morgan, who then kind of just has to like shyly just take the shit, shut up, and leave the ring. So that does nothing for her character.
Nope.
And this is exact shit that Stephanie McMahon would do. She'd belittle all the talent and then never get the comeuppance. It was just run down your talent. It's weird.
Well, a lot of it was she was running down the men too, so it wasn't so much
the women, but still, I mean, it's along the same lines. So that's odd. But hey, look, Liv Morgan's in the Money in the Bank, and Carmella's going to challenge. They said what, next week?
I think it is, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it's next week.
It's next week.
It is. Okay. All right, I'm going to let you take this one because this deals with your NXT girls. We got the debut of Shotzi and Nox.
Who? I'm not sure I'm familiar with these people. First of all, I mean, y'all know me. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Shotzi's work outside of the ring. I love Tegan Nox, but, like, they build up these names and have so much power behind them, and then you get to the main roster and they just take it away. Like, because I don't know why they assume that nobody in the WWE universes watch fucking NXT. Like, I just don't get that apart at all. And then, on top of that, Shotzi's been teaming with Ember Moon for the better part of this year, for sure. Never hasn't tagged with Tegan because Tegan's been out for damn near 8-9 months. So you just bring him up, throw him in a tag team. The only thing good about this was that they beat Natty, who I hate with a passion that burns fiery in my soul.
Yeah, not sure, man. Not sure. You think, like we said earlier in the show, they didn't know at NXT, probably.
It had to have been just like a thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, and why would they pick a chick that hasn't wrestled in 9 months?
I'm not sure, man. It's weird. I mean, granted, we know why they did it. Is they've been criticized recently because they just let go of everybody, and they have no women's roster. They had to start just. They literally just had to start pulling people, and
And Toni Storm's supposed to debut here soon too.
Yeah.
They played her vignette too, or whatever. So
So this reminds me now. Thank you for jotting my memory. This reminds me. You couldn't wait because this match had no consequence. Shotzi and Nox beating the tag champs because they made sure to announce that it's a non-title match.
Right.
You couldn't wait one more week. Like, you could not wait one more week to debut them in front of fans. And then, God damn it, WWE, why are you so scared of surprises? You know that we don't get surprises on the main roster anymore.
No, they tweet out everything.
Everything. They give you these vignettes, and they'll be the most lazy goddamn vignettes. And it takes away a lot of that impact, man. Because it's so lazy for the setup, it kind of sets you in the mindset they're going to be lazy with the execution.
Well, they're fucking Michael Scott is what they are. When They had that shit with the paper with the duck banging the mermaid with the paper. And he was like, well, in a time of crisis, you alert the media first. Get out in front of the story. Control the story. No, you're not supposed to tell us shit. Just let it happen.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so weird. It really, that part really was what bugged me. It bugged me more than the name name change was the fact that it's like, dude, you can't surprise anybody. You can't. Oh man, it was a bummer. I mean, I'm happy that they're there, but I was like, dude, you definitely could have rolled them out in a much more exciting way. Also, another thing that was weird was Cesaro got busted open in his match with Seth Rollins. All of a sudden, just out of nowhere, just bleeding everywhere. You think WWE, is a panic? They're trying to. We did hear a couple months ago that they're trying to be more edgy. Yeah. Just randomly introducing now blood into Cesaro's match.
Well, they said that Stephanie McMahon was talking to executives from both channels about how to make the product more edgy and get more eyes on it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. And then, we're kind of talking about how the show presented itself. I guess we don't mind. We can mix in a little bit of the behind the scenes with the main event story. So behind the scenes, Jimmy Uso, DUI, beginning of last week. Old news by now. If you are heavy on social media, a lot of people were upset with the idea of the man being allowed to be on TV. We kind of went in depth with it over on the Untitled Friday show, which you guys should check out. It is up on YouTube right now, where we have a nice discussion between you, me, and Rob, how that should be handled. But it looks like they're going to incorporate it into the story initially, because the night starts out Jimmy trying to speak to Roman, Heyman telling him, like, hold up, Roman's got to do some stuff, but you're going to get his full attention later. Just left you kind of lingering what's up. Right. Throughout the night, kind of became apparent we weren't getting that, because Jey Uso is reunited. They embrace Roman. They're a full-fledged team. And then at the end of the night, they're all taken out by Edge, except for Roman. Edge just cross faces both the Usos. I do like some subtleties, though, here. Jey and Roman were both wearing... What color were they wearing? Jey and Roman were both wearing white, while Jimmy was wearing black. Yeah. And then also, Jey didn't tap out in the crossface. He passed out, while Jimmy tapped out right away. So even though there's some unity, they're still showing that Jimmy's on the outside, which is nice. Right. But a lot of people were calling for Jimmy to just instantly be taken off of TV, which I don't know what to tell you guys. He's part of literally WWE's #1 story angle in the entire company, NXT included.
And let's be honest, it's pretty much the #1 storyline in wrestling in general.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. I mean,
you sacrifice literally. Yeah. I don't know, man.
And you have to think that they've had months of shit ready to go written for when he comes back. So you, like I said, that was another reason why you can't just take him off, because you have to rewrite probably the next 3 months of TV with him off of it.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Either in the live chat or tell us in the comments. How should they have handled Jimmy? I made an argument on the show that, companies, it's not a company's place to punish you for your personal life. You guys countered the argument that the job is kind of enabling the problem, right. And so there's multiple ways to look at it. And then also, spoiler alert, if you go back and watch the show, we kind of found a middle ground between all three of us, which is a nice way to do debate shows, right? To not just scream at each other.
Because your part of it is right, technically, if it was like your 9-to-5 job that you go to.
Yeah, if I caught a DUI tonight, my job would you're out of jail. Can you make it to work tomorrow?
Same thing. That's what my job was. Are you coming to work tomorrow? You want to use a vacation day, or when will you be back in? That's it. But when you're with a job like this, that you're traveling, not so much now because of Corona, but regularly you're only home 14 days a week. You're away from your family and your kids that entire time. You're constantly hurt. You're constantly on the road. that job is the reason why some of these things become what they become. And that was my point of it, that Vince is the enabler in all this. And that's why he feels bad and goes back and pays for these guys, for these older guys back in the days, rehab and shit and all that. And you saw it with we talked about it. You saw it with the Last Ride documentary. Undertaker keeps trying to leave. And every year around November, Vince calls him and tells him, not asks him, tells him, you got one more left in you.
It really does, man. It really does. Okay, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. That's our show. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Please, wait, I still have this button right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe on youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Once again, if you guys feel like supporting us, we have our PayPal and Patreon right here. It's patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. You do get rewards over there. Or you can leave us a one-time donation on paypal.me/SmackDrawPodcast as well. We greatly appreciate your support. As a heads up, if you ever want to know what your money went to, our new cast member Savannah over on She Elite Podcast, She Elite Showcase, excuse me. Her entire equipment was all bought and paid for by the Patreon. So thank you guys for your support. That's where it goes. It goes right back into the show so we can create more content for you guys. So thank you very much for that. Please don't forget, tune in to Putting You Over. They are returning on July 20th. We're going to keep plugging them. Standing Streamer's amazing. He's lately been putting up reruns of interviewing like Ring of Honor talent and previous shows. Please check him out, man. The guy is super awesome. Him and the producer, Vanessa, their dynamic is just fantastic. I love tuning into that show, man. But yeah, until next time. You guys have a good one.
See you next week.
See you.